Okay, listen, everything in life is a cycle, right? We all know this. And I just made a video essay, which means I put a lot of thought into it, and now I have to complete the cycle by making this steaming pile of shit. So you have to deal with it too, okay? These are fan fiction tropes, and we are going to be putting these 50 apparently most popular villagers. I don't know, I haven't checked in on this. I don't know why Weber is here, to be quite honest with you, but you know what? This is what Tiermaker says the most popular Animal Crossing villagers are, so I trust in it, and I pray to it, and I bow down to it. We are going to be assigning each of these villagers a fanfiction trope that they would enjoy. Now, if you're not an avid fanfiction reader, first of all, if you're watching this video, I would assume you're at least slightly unwell in the head, so welcome. How's it going? I hope you enjoyed this. At the top, we have There's Only One Bed, which basically paved the way for every single fanfiction trope. You know, it's been around since the olden days, I believe. I believe there were plenty of tavern keepers that only had one bed. Maybe the first cavemen were snuggling in their little hay sacks, you know? I think that they were gay. I think they were not 5 feet apart. And I think that's beautiful. I think that was the first ever gay romance. There was only one bed. I think it has really become a monument, you know? I think this is a really beautiful work here, and I think we should preserve it. Below that is Enemies to Lovers. This is a classic, to be honest with you, another classic. I love it. Enemies to Lovers really encapsulates the need to stab somebody right before you kiss them, and I think we're the only animals who enjoy a little bit of hatred. You know what I mean? And you gotta put your characters in here. You do. You gotta put your characters in here. You gotta put your little guys in here and make them fight and then kiss. It's really the foundation of love as we know it. It's the foundation of love. It was Shakespearean. It's a stunning, stunning display of humanity. And I like reading them and I like watching people fight. I think it's fun. Below that, one of my personal favorites, Died and Came Back Wrong. If you don't think about the Tumblr posts of the two cakes that are like, thanks for bringing me back, and the other one is like, sorry I came back wrong. If you don't think about that every single day, you are fucked up in the head. That is one of my favorite things ever. If you kill a man off, okay, you bring him back. You bring your little guy back and he's wrong, that's fantastic. That's gonna make some real shenanigans happen, and I love that. I don't know why I said shenanigans. I feel gross now. I feel like I need to go like spit in a tin can. I don't know. You gotta have the scars from when that person died, okay? Those are very important. You gotta have the zombie-like eyes and the sweaty hair, especially like a girl. She's evil now? Really? That's so cool. Something about being evil is so special to me. And I think dying and coming back wrong is the best way to do it. Coffee Shop AU is really fan fiction enrichment. You know, everybody's seen one, everybody likes them. Coffee shops are very special because they are a limitless space, you know what I mean? Like, you are just going to get so much caffeine. Because you think about it, like, you ever think about that? If you're working in a cafe, which is the best place to work, you're working in a cafe, you're studying, you're doing like your regular work, whatever, you're in there and you order one coffee, so that's like 4 shots of espresso. Then you're like, oh, I finished it, I need a refill. Now you have 8 shots of espresso in your system. 8 shots of espresso. And then you probably bought a Red Bull. This is caffeine poisoning, I think, and we're all fine with it, you know? And that makes it a really special area. It makes it somewhere where dreams can come true, and your characters need to be there for enrichment. This is where you put them to make sure they get their enrichment time in. I think it's a space we should really put more of our funding into to make sure that these guys get their time in the sun. I think it's great. Below that is werewolves, vampires, and aliens. I get the vampire thing mostly because I think blood is fun, but also I don't really get the werewolves and aliens thing, but this is not me judging you. You know, we have like a good 30 years left on this planet. This is a free country. You're allowed to do that. You're completely allowed to do that. Go for it. Have fun with your aliens and werewolves, you know? Mary Sue's below this is a very important cultural thing, and it's really instrumental for child development. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't make a Mary Sue while you're growing up, I think you will grow up with mental illnesses. Like, I think that's the common cause of mental illnesses, because you gotta put all of your emotions into this perfect character. If you don't know what a Mary Sue is, it's basically a perfect character, no flaws. People think they're boring, but I come in defense of Mary Sues. I believe that they are fundamental to growing up. You have to make a little dog with a little smile and rainbow hair in order to fully develop your brain. It's important, because if you don't, you're just gonna end up putting that energy into other things. You're going to be stifled. It's not good. So if you are in your 20s right now and you've never made a Mary Sue character, I'm gonna need you to go do that. Okay, draw a little dog, give it all your favorite colors, and now he is burdened with his power. Alright, isn't that incredible? Look, you just made a little guy burdened with his power. I love it. It's beautiful. So just remember that Mary Sues are very vital for our children today. Fake date, I feel like, is one of my least favorites actually, which is crazy because I feel like I would really like it, but I don't. I just don't enjoy it. I feel like it's very rarely done well. I am unfortunately a stickler about my fan fiction. Like, I like when it's well written, I like when it has a good steady plot, but fake date, you you know, two characters go on a date, but it's fake, like it's going to a wedding and pretending you're dating or whatever. Okay, great, fantastic. But they fall in love. Oh no, they fell in love. They're kissing now. It's not fake. They were lying to each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing. And I'm fine with that, of course, but it's been in Hallmark movies, and I think that's the issue here. It's been in Hallmark movies. Like, once you get it in a Hallmark movie, this is getting a little too mainstream. You know what I mean? It's like gatekeeping, but fanfiction tropes. At the very bottom, we have slow burn, which is very much a fundamental of the fanfiction community, especially on AO3. Like, you're gonna get a 300,000 word fanfiction. Everybody is so creative on this earth. Everybody is so wonderful. Everybody is doing such a good job at making these characters kiss and smooch. That's great. I love it. Slow burn basically means, if you don't know, having a lot of pining, not rushing things. It's taking a while to build up tension. You know, we're not just rushing straight into it, which I can admit I do get impatient with a couple times, but I appreciate the art of it. A lot of people really like slow burn. It's fantastic. I just want to see them kiss. It's very important to me. So those are all of our tiers. These are not ranked by the amount that I like them, by the way. Trust me, these would be very different if I did do that, but they're not. I just put them in as I remembered them because I don't have a brain right now, okay? I am super foggy. I am getting very close to moving. I'm packing all my shit up, so I have been running on 3 hours of sleep a night, mostly because I'm on Neopets. I'm not really like working until that late, but you know, whatever. It's fine. Anyway, we have, first off, Audie, and Audie is a really classic girl, okay? She is a good villager. You know, she doesn't evoke anything very strong in me. She's preppy, she's bouncy, she works at a little wave shop outside of the beach. You know, she is catching waves, she is shredding, whatever the fuck that means. I don't fuck with surfers, okay? I just don't. I don't like that. That's not my favorite thing. I feel like they're just too crunchy. You know, like your hair, it's saltwater, it's crunchy. I can't stand the smell of like chlorinated water, ugh. And I have dyed hair, so like getting in the water is a no-no for me. She's classic, and I love that, but I think that that has to like land us in a more classic area, even though I kind of believe that most people who are a bit more classic go into the weird shit, but we're not like super into weird shit right now. You know, there's not a whole lot of weird shit. So I feel like she would just stick to her guts and like enjoy a good romance novel recommended on TikTok, which I could go on for hours about. I am begging you, don't take your book recommendations from TikTok. There are better book recommendations. I can give you some. Because I see all those TikToks and they'll like give an excerpt, and I can't say any of the excerpts, but it'll be like grammatically incorrect, and it's like, this is your selling point? I'm feeling kind of fake date for her. I am. I won't lie to you. I feel like she would like that because she'd be like, it's forbidden. Is it? Are you sure? Because you could go on Tinder right now and do like 80 more forbidden things if you wanted to. I don't think you really want to venture past that, and that's okay. That's completely fine. Stay within your comfort zone because that's you time. That's you time. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing things that make you happy, okay? If you want to go on your fake date, Audie, that's great. You know, I see her enjoying that, but like a very normal fake date, you know? We don't have any fun characters here. It's just like guy from down the street, girl from Home Goods. You know what I mean? That's okay. That's fine. It's just not my style. To be honest with you, it's really not. But good for you, Audie. I feel happy for you. I feel happy for her that she finds joy. I wish I could do that. Bo, why am I so instantly feeling coffee shop at you for Bo, right? You know, that's just where it's gonna be. This man works in like the back, and he just like sits by the coffee grinders waiting for them to grind, like watching them like it's a NASCAR race. You know, he's like, ooh, swirls. God, I wish that were me. Because I can sit there and watch like slime videos on TikTok just like that. And I'm like, ooh, wow. Look at the colors. What is happening to me? You know, like, why am I in my 5-year-old era? I just watch things for the colors, like it's stimulating TV. Like, oh, my kid likes having this on because it's colorful. Bitch, that's me. I have 2 jobs. Help me, somebody, please. I have to go with coffee shop at you, though. Like, this guy's getting a caramel latte but hot, which is weird. Weirdo shit. I'm sorry. People who get hot coffee, it's like, why? What are you doing? Don't you want to feel the cold caress of a nice oat milk latte, which I'm currently drinking? Starbucks oat milk fucks, and that's the only good thing that Starbucks has. Coffee shop at you, though. Very caramel coated person. You know, he's sitting behind the counter. He's like, hi, welcome to Big Bo's coffee shop. I don't know, I don't think he owns it. I think his dad does. But he's just sitting there serving you in a mug because people are weird and they get mugs. Like, why would you make the baristas do the dishes there? Jesus Christ. Anyway, Bob? You know how I feel about Bob. If you've ever watched this channel before, you know how I feel about Bob. Bob is a deity. Bob is an eldritch horror. Bob eats children and then sacrifices their remains to the sun god. That's what I'm feeling here. You know, Bob is somebody that I've always believed is far above us. And that I feel like means he enjoys aliens, because I think he sees himself in that. And everybody likes to self-insert every once in a while. No, they don't, to be honest with you. Self-inserts are like hard to get around. But you know what? He's like, I'm that alien. I'm that sexy alien. But I feel like, look at him in his eyes. He's doing weird shit on a UFO. You know what I mean? He's coming down. He's like, hello, I saw you from across the stars, and would you be down to have some fun? But you know how they're saying there's aliens now? We've known for a long time. Bob has been here. Have you looked at him? Are any of you guys playing the Animal Crossing games? Cherry. I love Cherry so deeply, okay? Cherry, my beloved. Cherry, my absolute angel. I would give my life for Cherry. I would sit in front of Cherry's house and just like protect it like a hawk. She doesn't even have to pay a security service. I'm just gonna sit out there with a Nerf gun like fucking ready. Some pepper spray in my belt. I think that Cherry is really drawing me towards Died and Came Back Wrong. I think she likes the little fucked up dudes, to be honest with you. I mean, I think she's gay. Fucked up girls, you know what I mean? That's what I'm feeling here. Who up being fucked up? That's Cherry. Cherry is so beautifully crafted as a human being. Like, I love hanging out with her, but the people that you love hanging out with are always into some weird shit, to be honest with you. Not that I think Died and Came Back Wrong is that weird, but I find it to be a very specific person who's into that, aka me. Cookie, Zell, and Cherry are having a thing on my island right now. I don't know what's going on, but I can absolutely see her enjoying Cookie coming back wrong. Like, suddenly she's evil, you know? Suddenly Cookie has gone past her veneer, which I do think she's evil. She has been absolutely terrorizing my island lately, but whatever, I think she's evil. But she comes back evil, and it's like, yeah, you know, that feels good. That feels good. Don't you want to come back evil? Cherry understands the delicacy of the fruit of evil. Everybody loves a little Bible AU too. Should have put that here, but I think I would piss a lot of people off with that. Coco. I am having a lot of things swirling through my head right now, but I'm like landing on certain things and then I'm pulling back from it. You know, Coco is the epitome of an incense burner. She smells good, I think. She smells herbal. You know, she is kind, she is sweet. I want to look into her black holes and just project a movie into them. You know what I mean? She has such a kind face. I don't care if you think this woman is scary. She's not scary to me. She is my best friend. She is my sun, moon, and stars. I feel very strongly about this. Why don't you share your love with Coco? Why don't you give her your heart? Why don't you hand it over? Why don't you put her in a locket and carry her around? She is special to me. Anyway, I am landing 100% on There's Only One Bed. I think that she enjoys the domesticity of it, you know? The domesticity of simply sharing a room with somebody. I think she enjoys that. I think she'd be a beautiful poet, to be honest with you. I've been writing a lot of poetry lately. Poetry isn't cringe. Poetry is not cringe. Nothing is cringe. Cringe is dead. Cringe died with the last fucking white rhino. Get a grip. Stop calling things cringy when we are currently like in the state that we're in now. But like, you can see it, right? She reminds me a lot of the casualness but intimacy of that. You see, I think she would be a great writer. I think she writes a lot of fanfic herself. I think she enjoys reading it. I have to put Julian in Mary Sue's. Like, there's no way I'm not going to, right? This guy is a Mary Sue. Look at him. He's bright, he's colorful, he's perfect. That is an incredible trait to have. Being a real life Mary Sue, that's like being Gerard Way. How do you do that? How do you live with yourself? You know, I'm very proud of him, to be honest with you. I understand like where the guilt comes from in Mary Sue's. Like, how do you live being that perfect? And he does it flawlessly. Although, where is your brother? Where is Ed? I have been hunting for him, and every time you come up, you're chipper, you're happy, but you won't tell me where he is, and that means you are not perfect, because you would really save my ass here if you could just help me. If you could just help me out, Julian, I really need your help. I would appreciate you. I'll buy you a nice Red Bull from the grocery store. I'll buy you a Bang Energy if they still make those, you know what I mean? I think he loves creating characters. I think he's a very creative person. I think he loves the sparkle and the shine of all of that, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. Anybody who takes time to create characters should be loved, okay? I don't care if your character's a Mary Sue. You created them, and creation is a beautiful thing. Creation is a divine thing. People are too scared, but Julian was never scared. Julian has been here this whole fucking time, giving his all. Diana. Diana is one of my favorite villagers of all time, which would make sense if I tell you where I'm about to put her, but I need to like draw this out a little bit to get your hopes up so that your favorite one, you're picking it out in your head, like what's your favorite trope on this list? Okay, cool. Hopefully I didn't pick it so that you're disappointed. Anyway, Diana is absolutely going into enemies to lovers. Like, she is the enemy. You know what I mean? That's so nice. That's so important. Like, she is the cool, incredible, rich woman, like, sitting in the castle tower, and you're like that bitch coming in to help clean her pool, and she like accidentally kills somebody or something. I don't know. That's not sexy, but isn't it though? Look at her. You don't get that eyeliner without being enemies with somebody first, okay? I love Diana since the day we met, but like, we could be. We could be. If she was like working with me, I might hate her because of how perfect she is. To be honest with you, it's incredible. It's beautiful. Dom. I don't like Dom. I don't know what it is. I don't hate him either, but I just cannot stomach him. He just feels like he is trying to chew through the layer of skin over my brain and get into it, you know? I think that he is just an incredibly soft person, just easy to be around, but not somebody who's easy to know, which makes me think that he's like going in the same category as Beau with Coffee Shop AU. Like, you gotta have that setting in order to feel like you can get close to him. You have to be in that constant like back and forth area. You're not immediately in love with him, you know what I mean? And he's the customer at the very least. Like, we are not talking about barista. He does not have barista energy. You have to have very specific gay barista energy. I don't think these two are dating either. These are completely different fanfictions, okay? Everybody's fanfiction is different unless I say so. I don't know. I just don't feel like he reads that much of it. Like, he just found out about fanfiction.net and he's like, oh, this is crazy. Flora. I think she is absolutely, without a fucking doubt, on the werewolves, vampires, and aliens train. I don't know. Her head is cut off here, but you're seeing her on screen right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. You see somebody with that face and you just know. Like, the dot eyes, she's just like, yeah. And you ask her, she'll tell you. She'll be like, yeah, I just bought this book about like a 7-foot alien. It's like, oh, okay. Damn, why would you tell me that? I love hearing about people's ideas and their thoughts, and then there's like a line, and it's like, okay, wait, why? Why do I need to know this? What are you telling me this for? She is calm, she is collected, she's a little bit stupid. I love her. Cookie. I'm gonna have to put her in Died and Came Back Wrong too, because she's like now a star in this story in my head with Cherry. Like, they are together as one, and she came back wrong, and I think she would also enjoy reading that too, because she would think of Cherry, you know? Once two people start to mesh into one person, they become similar in a lot of ways, and I think that that's very important here. That's a vital thing here, and I love that she is so willing to become evil, because she's obviously doing it on my fucking island right now. Can you get a grip? I'm genuinely begging you. Like, I love her, I want to support her, I want to be good to her, but she just does not have a grip on reality right now, and she's floating away further and further like a lily pad on a lake. That's how I'm feeling with her right now, and I wish that I could give her better. I do, but I need to see these two together for good, like Endgame. That's what I'm hoping right now. Their ship name is Carrie, like the murderer, okay? See what I mean? See, it works. It comes together. She's bloody, she's ready to go, she's ready to kill. Weber, I hate you. Weber would be in slow burn, not because I'm saying everybody who reads slow burn is like Weber, okay? I read slow burn at times. Weber reads slow burn in a Weber way, and that's really fucked up, I think. You know, there's a very specific way that he does things, and I think that's really screwed. He's like one of those people who writes like an 8-chapter fanfiction, and the chapter before they kiss is when he stops updating it. Listen, I salute our fanfiction soldiers, but when you do shit like that, please just come to my house and kill me. I don't know, just do that instead. That would be easier. That would be better. Every single day of his life, he is a disappointment. I think that there is so much to do with slow burn. I think that you can make a really beautiful story, you can really craft something good out of it, but he won't. He refuses to. He won't read that kind of shit. Fang, I think I'm like leaning towards There's Only One Bed. And I think that he is a good writer. I genuinely do. I think that Fang has the look of a good writer. He is able to craft stories. I just think that he prefers to stay in that classic realm, especially with his writing. I think that he thinks the classics are classics for a reason, and I mean, they are. I'm proud of him either way. I think that he's the best-selling New York Times author, not for fanfiction, but just in general. I think he writes a lot of good crosswords as well. He's good at crosswords. I feel like he is still very in touch with his creative side. That's great, Fang. Whitney, listen to me. I'm no furry. I don't have $8 million for a fursuit. You think I do? You think I would be sitting here doing this if I did? I probably still would be, actually, but like sending it to people who want to see it instead of like posting it on the internet, because that's humiliating, but I'm doing it anyway. Whitney's hot, and that's part of why I think the Animal Crossing universe could use so much more lore. I talked about this in my video essay, but it could use a lot more lore, because I want to know where she came from and who she's killed. And that's giving me like not necessarily enemies to lovers, but like I think that's the closest thing to what we have on here. I'm not going and Died and Came Back Wrong, because because she wouldn't deal with that, you know? Okay, but let me be clear here. Any story, any plot that involves Whitney is going to be specifically focused on Whitney. Like, there are no side characters here. Sure, it may technically be enemies to lovers, but it's more enemies to, oh my god, she's perfect, because there's really nothing else you can say at this point. Like, it's set in stone. She is beautiful, she is stunning, she is the lord of the land. That color, that's a good color too. I love those really washed out pastels. Big fan of those. Gorgeous colors. I know they're basically just off-white, but like, shut up. Okay, let me have my fun, will you, please? Lily, my sweet angel who has done no wrong in her life. I adore her so much. Look at those little cheeks. She's happy. She's happy to be there. She's scrolling with her little book that she printed out. Maybe she's a Kindle. She seems like a Kindle girly. People who spend money on Kindles, you know? My eyes get such bad strain from reading on my computer, but whatever, it's fine. You know, we all pay a price. We all pay a price. Lily is so sweet that she seems like one of those people who gets trauma dumped on at work. Like, she's just at the register and somebody compliments her earrings and she's like, oh, thank you so much. And they're like, yeah, my daughter wore earrings once. She just fell into a meat grinder yesterday. We couldn't even cremate her. Like, fuck, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, she seems like the kind of person who would take on other people's problems, and that is a slow burn thing. She deals with that in her everyday life and then goes home and deals with it more. I'm so sorry for you, babe, but I'm glad that you enjoy mutual pining for 89 pages. I hope that gets some stress off of you. There's such a special brand of person who loves that kind of thing, you know? They are really just there to feel that emotion, and you gotta have a really good writer to perfectly execute that. This is important work. I'm really making the pyramids again. I'm really building up the Library of Alexandria by hand, so it has to be done. Fleury is giving me a hard time. Fleury's giving me a really fucking hard time. I feel like Mary Sue's maybe, but I don't think it's in the same vein as Mary Sue's for Julian. Like, she's not doing it in the same way that Julian is. She's doing it because she thinks that she is making fun of Mary Sue's, but she's actually just yearning to have one. She's a very mean bitch, and I wish her all the best, I really do, but like, you're making Mary Sue's to make Mary Sue's, and once you accept that, you just become so much happier as a person. You really come into yourself, and I hope that you can find that one day. I hope you can find that peace deep inside of you, but for now, you're being annoying. Sky? Oh, she's got one of those looks to her again. She stares into my eyes and like I can read her like a tarot card. It's insane. Died and came back wrong. Are you kidding me? Look at her eyes. She's into some crazy shit. Like, that's not the only thing she's into, but you know what, whatever. She wants those fics that have some major character death in them. I always love those because it's like you're going through something, you're looking at tags and they're like, picnic, sand, beach, major character death. Like, what? Where the fuck did that come from? Did somebody get attacked by a shark? Where did this happen? Did you just get bored and you wanted to fucking kill somebody? What happened here? Major character death. Gotta be one of my favorite things. I just see that in her eyes. I just see the flames in her eyes. You know what I mean? She likes watching cities burn down on YouTube. She has a very threatening aura, but one that I think that I could still be friends with. Like, a couple of my friends have a bit of threatening auras. I think that's so needed. I think that's so useful, but I'm gonna stay away from her for now because I think her power is just a bit too strong for me at the moment. Poppy's my favorite villager ever, so I'm trying not to let this impact it, you know? I am trying not to let Poppy impact my decision here because she is my favorite, but she is my favorite. This girl means everything to me. She was not my favorite for a long time. My favorite for a long time was Daisy, and then I just grabbed her to fill in a villager spot from Nookazon, because remember that was a thing? And then I fell in love with her. She became my whole world, my moon and stars. Look at her. I have a giant plushie of her. I have so many keychains and stickers of her. This is my villager. This is really insane, but like, people can differ, you know? People can differ and still be best friends. Fake date. I think she loves fake date. I think it's cute. I think that she likes a snarkiness of it. She likes the cuteness of it. She likes that unexpected but still kismet moment that you see in those. You know what I mean? And like, I don't judge her for that at all. I don't judge any of these people, okay? Except for Weber. I judge you, Weber. I don't like you. I find her to be like such a soft and sweet person. She could almost go in slow burn too, but like, I'm going more tropey because I think that she likes the classics, and Fake Date's a classic. I'm rooting for her. I really am. I hope that she is doing well. She is everything to me. Such a special girl. So excited to have her here today. I'm giving her a free car. Filbert is scary, but also I've had him before. I like him. He just scares me a little bit. I see the same kind of like bullet eyes as Flora, but like, I can't read them. He is just a blank page. But I feel like there has to be something hiding under there. There has to be something a little bit off-putting hiding under there. And I feel like that thing is possibly enemies to lovers. I think that he would never ever let that on. Like, he is embarrassed about it, which stop being embarrassed. Stop, you're human. You like stories, you like reading things, you like creating things. That's a human thing to do. He is an enemies to lovers fan. And I think that that's because it's not something he would ever practice in his real life. You know, people want what they don't have. He's like reading Transformers fanfiction, okay? That's what I'm feeling. Philber's reading that kind of shit. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Look at the way he's looking at me. Transformers, buddy. I know. Ketchup. Ketchup has a vibe. Oh, yeah. You know where I'm going with this. Like, I hope you do. I really hope you do. Ketchup has the werewolves, vampires, and aliens vibe. 100%. Are you kidding me? Werewolves. Her favorite holiday is Halloween because she gets to see people in werewolf costumes, okay? Look at her. She has read the weirdest shit on every website. She has spent hours looking for it just so she can say she's read it. She has a library inside of her brain of every single off-putting thing she's ever read in her life. She is out there looking for movies that are specifically like banned in countries. I feel like she is a psychopath, to be honest with you. Alright, somebody has to be enjoying this shit. She has the power to stomach almost anything. People who you cannot clock fears on, people who you cannot find weaknesses on are the scariest people on this earth, and she doesn't have any. I had Ketchup, she doesn't have any. I like to keep a list of my villagers' weaknesses just in case they ever decide to revolt against me, and I fucked up, so she had to go. She was nowhere near invincible for me. Pashmina gotta be one of my favorite sisterlies. Big fan of her. Look at her, she's gay. That's a lesbian. Thank you for representing the troops, comrade. I love her so much. Look at those eyes. Like, she has a great character design. I think she's just beautiful. But let me think here. I'm gonna go with Coffee Shop AU because she does give off that really hot barista vibes. You know, she's got perfect eyeliner. She's like, hey, what can I get for you? Oh, what do I like? I just like a black coffee. You know, like, okay, that's great. I love Pashmina, and I think she likes the forwardness of a coffee shop AU. You know, you two have to be together. You go to that coffee shop on your way to work every single day. You are forced to be together, and eventually something blossoms from that, and I think she likes that. Obviously, you are not always going to run into a barista that you want to have a family with, but I think that if she was a barista, people would be in love with her daily. To be honest with you, she looks like she makes a good fucking cold brew, and that's one of the best qualities in a human being. I love that. That's so great. Isabel, hi. I feel bad doing this to her. I just like reamed her in the video essay. I still love her. I do, genuinely. I feel bad, but I know exactly where she's going. There's only one bed. And the weirdest part of it was that like Tom Nook instantly popped into my head and I had to dispel that thought immediately. You know, that made me sick. Like, I felt my stomach gurgle like I was about to puke. Intrusive thoughts, they are not people being like, oh my god, I bought something at Target. They are murderous. They are usually very immoral. And they're also me thinking about Tom Nook and Isabel. Listen, she doesn't get to adventure out in the world very much, and I feel awful about that. She hasn't been given the life she deserves, so I think that she thinks about traveling, you know? She thinks about that a lot, and that's a really good place to set that up. I wish the best for this woman. Bangle has Mary Sue eyes, which is kind of leading me to want to put her in there, but I also don't necessarily want to put her in there. I feel like I am leaning a little bit towards died and came back wrong, because she kind of looks like she came back wrong, you know? Like, she's really peppy, but suddenly she's using that pep to hype herself up to go like commit bank fraud, wire transfer fraud, maybe. That's what I'm feeling here. Like, she is peppy. She is the idea of peppy, and I think she loves the mess of it. I think she loves the drama of it, and good for her. Like, absolutely, I understand. I love the drama of it too. Drama is one of the best things you can possibly write. I love watching petty fights, and I think she does too. I think that's one of her favorite things on this earth, a good old-fashioned petty fight. Like, nothing super nasty, but good enough to keep you going, keep your heart pumping. You know, adrenaline. It's giving you something. I don't want to put Octavian anywhere. I just have no desire to do that. Can I leave him out? Do I have to? Do I have to put him somewhere? I don't want to. I feel like I'm gonna go with Mary Sue's because he thinks he is a Mary Sue. Like, he doesn't understand the concept of Mary Sue because he's like, okay, yes, this is a self-insert character, but like, I am perfect. I do feel melancholy about my power. And it's like, okay, you're not getting Mary Sue's though. You're not understanding it. And you're also not making them sparkle rainbow girls. And that's unfortunate. Everybody when they were 9 made a sparkle rainbow girl. You are not perfect. You are not God. He's just fucking annoying. Octavian, get a grip. Get a life. Clay. I don't mind my son Clay. I don't mind him. He's okay. He's fine. But I feel like he's a little bit more classic. He looks classic. He looks like he's into that. He's more brown toned. He's more autumnal. You know, that gives classic vibes off. You know, you want to read a classic fanfiction in autumn. Happy almost autumn, by the way. I can't wait for it to cool down. I'm fucking hot as hell in here. I'm getting like fake date vibes from him, mostly because I feel like he would enjoy that as a person. He'd be like, oh no, we have to go on a fake date to a wedding. Oh no. Okay, Clay, that doesn't happen in real life that much. I promise you, you don't need to get excited about this. Fake dates are not going to get you a marriage. Think about your options. Maybe make a Tinder account. You can do better. And I believe that you should do better. I believe that there's better out there. There's a life for you, Clay. Melba. Oh, Melba, my beloved. I love her so much. Look at this baby. Look at this adorable baby. I have never had Melba once, and I kind of regret that. Even though she's not my style, she's not my vibe, she wouldn't fit on a scene island. I don't dislike her at all. I want to be friends with her. She's a sweetheart. But she's also plain. She's plain. I don't see anything sinister behind her at all. I'm kind of feeling slow burn for her in the same vein as Lily. Like, she enjoys tenderness. She's a tender person. She likes baking. And she likes hurt and comfort. That's one that I didn't add here, but you know, it's there in spirit. She likes it. She's good with it. She likes long fan fictions that she can really like dissolve into. Eric, I don't like Eric, and I'm going to tell you right now that I feel like he is extremely unrealistic about his standards, okay? He can never find a fan fiction that he really likes, he really enjoys, he's feeling good about. Like, he is not sitting there reading for fun, and he thinks it's weird, and he's ashamed of reading, which is like, find something else to be quirky about. Like, oh, I don't like reading. You're not quirky, buddy. You're not quirky. With those unrealistic standards, I'm trying to like think, where would he be? I'm feeling like there's only one bed, but like he expects that to happen with every single woman he meets. He's like, oh no, only one bed. And she's like, yeah, okay, I'll sleep on the floor. I would sleep on the floor. I like sleeping on the floor. It makes my back feel better. I don't know why it should theoretically make your back feel worse, but whatever, it makes my back feel better. You do not get to book a one bed hotel room and then be like, oh no, only one bed. No, be respectful, be normal. Everybody else likes Eric, actually. This is just a me problem, I think, but whatever. I'm allowed to have problems, as you can tell by me making this video. Tangy. I have Tangy on my island currently, actually, so this is great. I feel like I know her well, even though she's very quiet. Like, I never have issues with Tangy, but I never have anything to do with Tangy. She was very much like Azalea was, you know what I mean? And that's fine, I guess. She has the same similar vibe as Ketchup, right? Werewolves, vampires, aliens. I'm thinking my meds are not working very well today, apparently. I'm just rambling. I am rambling infinitely, and I keep stuttering, so this is going to be a hard one to edit. Don't know why. She stresses me out a little bit, but I love her, I guess, I think. Apple. One of my first enemies on this channel. One of my very first enemies. Gotta love her for that. I find her so void of any kind of emotion or understanding or human empathy. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I find her so terrifying. This is hard. This is really hard. Like, I don't want to read into her that much. I don't want to, like, connect with her psyche that much, but I feel like I have to. I have to put her somewhere, and I know where I want to put her, but I don't know where I want to put her at the same time. Fake date, because I think she has a business doing that. Like, she has a business setting up people for fake dates and then accidentally sending all of her clients pictures of their girlfriends cheating on them. Like, that's what I'm feeling. Like, she has an appetite for destruction. Apple, stop doing that. Horrible. She is killing people. Maple, coffee shop AU. Absolutely, 100%. She is the shy bitch reading in a coffee shop. Are you kidding me? There's nowhere else you could put her. Maple is the perfect hazelnut latte. She's like getting pumpkin spice. I miss pumpkin spice. Come back to me, babe. I think that she is so perfect for this. She's such a sweet character. She could almost be Mary Sue, but like, she's not colorful enough. She's not like cool looking enough. She's sweet. She's cute. I don't love Maple because she has caused me many problems in my time, but I think that that's the perfect thing for a coffee shop AU, because when you get those sickly sweet characters, sometimes they are just intolerable. And I think that she would teeter on the side of that, like Zooey Deschanel. I am not a hater of Manic Pixie Dream Girls, okay? I understand where they're coming from. I don't hate any tropes of women because they're usually used against women, you know? Pietro. I would put him in Mary Sue's if I didn't think he was enemies to lovers. I would 100%, because that's a cool bitch. You know, that would absolutely be an OC of mine. But he is so enemies to lovers, he eats that shit up. That's the only fan fiction he reads, to be honest with you. He just goes on there. He doesn't even look for like a specific show or a movie or a book series. He's just like Googling enemies to lovers and he clicks the first one. He's reading Batman and Joker shit. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's lovely. You know, you got a brand, you gotta go with it. You really gotta stick to it. And he's doing a perfect job at doing that. I think he's an incredible villager. One of the best ever. I love him. I think he's fantastic. Punchy. Punchy. Died and came back wrong. I don't know. I feel like he's so nonchalant that he wants to read people not being nonchalant. He wants to read like chaos. He's a big enjoyer of chaotic shit. He loves conflict. He loves major plot deviations, like major canon deviations. He's a big fan of AUs. Not necessarily coffee shop, that's too boring for him, but like AU where there's a seven-headed serpent like eating people, you know? Those giant fan fictions with no strings attaching anything. I can't read those kind of things because they give me a headache, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him that he can consume that and enjoy the terror. Apollo's slow burn, I think. I don't like Apollo. He gives me bad vibes. I don't know. Something about him. It's very, my pronouns are USA, raw. Listen, you can make fun of me all you want, but at least I know how to dress. And this motherfucker does not. I just don't like his vibe. It's just terrible. And slow burn is not a terrible vibe thing. I've said this before in this video like 8 times, but it's not. It's not a bad thing. I just think that he believes that it's like the equivalent of sex before marriage if you rush to it too much. I think he's traditional. I think he needs to make sure that these people have absolutely gotten connected mentally, which I mean, okay, buddy, sure, great. Do that. Tia! I just love her. Look at her. She needs to be girlfriends with Chai in the canon. Like, I want that to be the next wedding season, 100%. Where are my gays? She's adorable. One of the best elephants. I wanna go with coffee shop for her because she's got her coffee shop vibe here and she's a teapot, but I'm just not getting it. I'm kind of feeling a little bit Mary Sue for her because I think that she delves into it a little bit. She's not super into fan fiction, but she delved into writing it and wrote a lot of Mary Sue's, and those are her favorite works, and that's great. That's totally fine. You are not allowed to be ashamed of your writing because it's still creation and it's still great and it's beautiful. I think I am just finally turning to dust, to be honest with you. She just writes what she wants to write, and that's so good. That's a roadblock so many people can't get past. They just want to please other people. Really proud of you, sweet Tia. Anka. I want to do enemies to lovers so bad. I'm also fully aware that there is only one option that I can pick because she literally did come back from the dead. She's a mummy. Died and came back wrong. She came back wrong, and she came back powerful and full of angst, and she hates the world for what it's done to her. She is the savior of the story, but she is still wrong and evil, and she has to come to terms with that, and I love it. You know, it takes a lot to find a good died and came back wrong fanfiction, and she is in it. She stars in it front and fucking center. Fauna is 100% instantly giving me there's only one bed vibes. I like the way that she goes about it. You know, it's cottagecore-y, it's softer. It's not only one bed in that classic snarky style. It's just like, I've been waiting for this my whole life, you know? And that's a rare type of fan fiction, you know? You gotta have some snark. Everybody loves a snarky bitch. But I think she is one of the rare people who prefers that it's soft and slow and nice. You see where I'm going with this? Rosie, my sweet angel. Look at her, the mascot of Animal Crossing. Everybody wants to be her. That is just the epitome of a cat. I'm kind of getting enemies to lovers for her. Hear me out, okay? Rosie is the it girl. Rosie is like the perfect storm. So when you mix that up around with like an enemy, you know, you're gonna get some exciting dialogue. You're gonna get some fun there. And I think she wants that excitement in her life, you know? Like, I don't think she gets a lot of that being the star of Animal Crossing. She is Animal Crossing. When you think of Animal Crossing, you think of her. It's almost Mary Sue-y, but like, we're leaning more towards the enemy part. You know what I mean? Like, you get it? You see what I'm going with here? She fits it perfectly. She wants an enemy. She wants conflict. Goldie. Werewolves, vampires, and aliens. I don't know. I see her as a vampire person. There's just too much of an innocent veneer there. Sometimes blood is cute. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you're allowed to enjoy it. Blood is just like, we make a lot of it. You can donate blood, so why can't you drink it? What's the problem with that, right? Saving people's lives. Okay, not everybody's donating blood, first of all, and we're fine. There's probably a blood shortage, actually, but not everybody's donating blood, and we're fine. I think she enjoys that. I think she understands where I'm coming from. I'm proud of her. She's incredible, which is why she enjoys a little bit of vampiric mischief. I think she deserves that. Like, more than anybody, she has been working hard for the Animal Crossing cottagecore community. You take a week off, okay? Judy. I'm predictable today. I'm just predictable. I'm not mixing things up too much. I'm just predictable, but I have to tell the truth here. I'm sorry, this is a Mary Sue. Somebody from Animal Crossing headquarters is sitting here making this Mary Sue. Like, look at the eyes, first of all. Those eye shines, we all used to do our little sparkly eye shines, you know? Her little smile, her colors, the cotton candy, that is an OC. That is somebody's original character that they made to represent themselves. She was able to get into the game. Somebody snuck their little blorbo into the game, and that's incredible. And I think she likes reading about other perfect girls because she was created in their image. Lolly. Oh. Coffee shop AU? I think. I don't know, she's like a warm blanket of a person, and I feel like that's what coffee shop is. A white mocha, something like soft and sweet, you know? I fucking love flat whites. That shit's perfect. You know, it's a good introduction for anybody who is first reading fanfiction. It's a good first writing experience too, because everybody's been in there, they know what it's like, they know how to pull from that experience, everybody's wanted a barista before. That's important. I can't put Lucky and died and came back wrong, because I don't think he came back wrong. I think that he did come back. That doesn't mean they came back wrong. Lucky is 100% in the fake date category, you know? That's what he's looking for. And then he finds the love of his life, who is also secretly a ghost, you know? Like, it works. It turns into something that works. He's paranormal, but he's happy. He didn't come back wrong. He came back perfect. We don't need to put everybody in this category, except for Anka, who did come back wrong and evil, but it's a hot thing. Marina's pretty much known as like the bitch who's been around town, you know? And that's great for her. I love that, but I kind of feel like that would make her end up in the slow burn category, because if you're in that slow burn category, you know, you spend your entire life having a ball, you kind of want something else. You want something else. You want something softer and sweeter that takes more time, and that's like her missing piece. That's what she's missing right now. So she gets it in the form of slow burn fanfiction. She reaps that benefit from slow burn fanfiction. And that's not something I would usually think seeing her. I would think she would be more like in the enemies to lovers category, but I feel this deep in my heart and I know when I know. Marshall, I think he reads a lot of fanfiction. I think he writes a lot of it. I think he's in both camps. I think he is a very good writer. I do. I feel like that's writer genes right there. And I want to read what he has to say, to be honest with you. I think he understands yearning well. I'm not going to do slow burn though. I'm feeling he looks like a barista. Sorry, but he does. Coffee shop AU. He looks like a fucking barista. Like, that's what we're going with here. We're going with vibes, and he has the barista vibes. He has a coffee shop in his house, I think. Honestly, that might be where I'm getting this from. So he has to go there. He has to be in coffee shop AU. I do want one of Marshall's coffees, like, desperately. That sounds so good, dude. Oh, meringue is quite honestly giving me issues, because I kind of want to go with Mary Sue for her, because she looks very perfect. She looks very innocent. I feel like she has a good grasp on what a Mary Sue is, but she continues to enjoy writing them. Yeah, I am gonna go with that, actually. I like that for her. She has evolved past cringe. She's an artist. She loves the pastels, and I love her. I think I blacked out for like 20 minutes. Molly, I was talking about you earlier, baby. Hi, how's it going? How's Molly doing? We haven't caught up with Molly in a while. I hope she's doing well. I miss her. God, Molly could be anything. Molly's a butterfly. Molly is everything and nothing all at once. I love this little girl. I would protect her with my life. I think she's incredible. I don't know. I'm gonna go with enemies to lovers. I think she enjoys a good enemies to lovers. Honestly, that seems like something that she would like writing too. I think she still likes that little bit of tension. Like, no tension where the story is getting like super convoluted. Raymond needs to go to prison, and I don't think business majors read any of that shit. I don't think so. I don't think he's one of us. I think Raymond is a coward. However, if I had to put him somewhere, it would be fake date. He's like setting up a fake date, and he is going to a tech conference. Like, that's the most boring fanfiction ever. Like, my fake date to the tech conference. Ew. The tech conference? Like, you're meeting with your business bros and you're like, this is my boyfriend, other tech bro. That's boring and that's sick, and I won't waste my time on it. I'm sorry, I just won't. Raymond, you're ruining the fanfiction economy. You're not doing well. You're gonna have to pay somebody to write that, okay? I'm not gonna be the one either. Thank you very much. Rolled. Rolled is just so empty in that head, and I love it. I do. I've had Rolled twice, and he has disappointed me both times, which is really upsetting, but like, I refuse to give up on him. I refuse to hate him. He's so perfect. Look at him. You can just picture the orange on his head. That's incredible. That's beautiful. He's something that you can enjoy almost anytime, anywhere. And that's why I'm gonna go with a there's only one bed. I'm just seeing it. He could be anywhere at all times. He could be inserted into any fanfiction, I think. He wouldn't know what was going on, but he could be inserted anywhere. He's just like a free space on a bingo card. He has no assigned personality. You are just able to mold him into whatever you want. Scoot needs to stay away from me. I thought we had that restraining order down. Like, I can call somebody. You can violate your parole right now. I don't know. I just don't think you want to do that. However, I feel like he sees himself as a Mary Sue, so I'm gonna go with Mary Sue. You know, I just think that he designs a lot of them, but that's because he believes that Mary Sue should be like the only character. Like, if you put too many flaws in a character, they're not likable. And first of all, not every character has to to be likable. Second of all, flaws are what make humans humans. So you know what, buddy? Read your little fucking Mary Sue fanfiction, and not in a good way, and get out of my house. Leave me alone. We don't have to do this right now. We can just let this go. We can just stay away from each other like God intended. Sure, but werewolves, vampires, and aliens, he likes murder. He likes the aspect of danger, I think. That's what I'm feeling here. That man is a freak. The only thing that's more terrifying than him to him is the paranormal, which is why he believes it doesn't exist. He doesn't believe that there's anything more powerful or terrifying than he is, which is why werewolves, vampires, and aliens are good for his imagination, you know? He's taken his time and he's learning, and that's not good. Nobody likes that, Sharp. Stop. Stitches is died and came back wrong. I firmly believe this man is haunted. This is a haunted man. This is a man who has been haunted by his past. He is haunted like by a ghost physically, and he is also just scary. He's scary. He came back haunted, and he is going to be a bitch about it. He is going to lament about it. He's going to lament about his existence as just fabric and stuffing. You know, can he eat? No. Can he shit? No. And that's gonna give you some good angst in there, you know? That really is. That's gonna be something you revisit a lot of times when you're sad, when you just want somebody else to be doing worse than you. You're gonna revisit this fanfiction with Stitches in it, and you're going to feel extreme pain like you're reading Frankenstein, you know? He didn't ask for this. Last but not least, before I fully lose my voice, is Zucker. I feel so indifferent about Zucker, to be honest with you. Like, okay, he's fine, I guess. I don't find him particularly cute. I don't find him particularly ugly. Like, that is just the most boring motherfucker on this earth. I believe that every character on this earth has to be loved by somebody. If you make somebody is going to find them lovable. And I believe that for Zucker too. I think somebody finds him lovable. I know many people who do. I'm gonna go with Slow Burn next to Marina. I think he is just entry-level fanfiction. He prefers regular books. He's not a big fan of it. He thinks that transformative works aren't as good as regular works, which, like, first of all, you haven't read transformative works. Second of all, you are going to enjoy seeing your favorite characters in new situations if you just give it a chance, Zucker, and I think you haven't done it yet. But Slow Burn is just the default. It's the default, and he is going into that default when he really needs more media pertaining to something specific. But that's everything, okay? That's everything. That's all we're doing today. That was a long ass video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to all of my members. I appreciate you so much. Stay safe, stay wonderful, my friends, and I will see you next time. Also, thank you for all of the support on the last video. I really appreciated it. Goodbye.